And we love looking underneath the surface of the water there and just seeing how unique this place is. So much power unloaded on this reef as Gabriel Medina, one of just 2 title contenders left in the mix, gets things started here in the 4th round, heat 3. And he's got a very tough draw here. Italo Ferreira, he's caused some headaches for Medina in the past. Medina on the replay.
And look at this gouge. He goes into this thing, goes to maneuvers here, but look at this. I mean, that's intent. And that's the kind of stuff that we like to see from Medina. I really enjoy when he has that kind of intent. And, you know, and he gets to see John get that berth into the quarterfinals right away. He understands how important it is to stay pace.
The pressure is certainly on Gabriel Medina, as we see Italo on the replay, going right at backdoor. Can't find the exit, but certainly slotted himself in. But the pressure on Medina here. He wants to make that jump through to the quarterfinals as well. John Florence is already there.
You know, you wake up and he's got butterflies flying through his gut. Beautiful wave here from Flores, and of course, going to get a pretty good number for it. It's exactly what John wants to see happen, is Jeremy to find some beautiful rights. Former pipe master here, so he knows and understands this wave, and very comfortable over shallow reefs.
The first European surfer to claim a Billabong Pipe Masters title, Jeremy Flores, and he did it in such exciting fashion.
Kept himself on tour.
Even in this event, he was in a dicey position, so just getting to this 4th round has been crucial. But here he goes, Jeremy Flores locking in. So close to finding the exit. What went wrong in there, Pete?
Well, it's again, these barrels aren't necessarily, when the energy, like the interval, we talk about the interval, and that's a good way to kind of gauge the energy. When it starts to lessen, we're seeing it, it was 14 seconds, when it picked up through the day yesterday, and today it's gone to about 13 seconds. And what happens is that energy slows up, the wave slows down, and so the barrel doesn't get as hollow as it should. And that's an example of that wave kind of clamping up a little bit. And with that, it's tough to push your way through because there is still enough energy in the wave to knock you off.
So 22.5 minutes to go. Flores taking an early lead here. Italo up at the moment. Drives into that section. That wave just too fast for him, though.
It even gave a little bit more breathing room for John.
Back to the lineup now. Italo at the back door once again. Just dancing on that foam ball, and he throws a huge backside air reverse.
How was that?
A lot of turbulence trying to come down in that section, and he goes down. But you think back to the start of the year, Italo, a 10-point ride in the first event of the season, a similar maneuver. He can plant those things, even if he's landing in the most heavy part of the wave. He somehow, with that boxy stance, is able to ride out.
And so he can land wherever he wants, and it can be tail first, it can be nose first, and he's going to be planted and centered. And he's definitely going to get a lot of pop at that backdoor section, but there is not really a landing pad. There's no transition in the wave. It's just top to bottom. So you're landing out in the flats. It's always going to be hard. And of course, the reef just inches below the water.
It looked exactly like that, Strider. Here we go. Italo having a look on the inside. This one's got a great wall. Oh, he's in and out of that one. It sections off really fast. But we talked about yesterday that decision whether to position for the waves or to position considering your opponents. Here goes Gabriel going the back door.
Beautiful looking wave. Gabe tucks in, drags that body and gets spat out, and he loves that feeling. Amazing stuff. And he waited for that wave. He was really banking on something special coming in there, Pete. And the patience paid off. Absolutely paid off. It was a beautiful wall. I mean, that was a pretty much easy call for Gabriel. Again, look at the speed control carried here. And that's what's that backhand. You're able to have that. And he did it perfectly. I mean, at first here, he needed to pick up the speed. And you see that arm extends, his legs extend, bottom turn. And then once he's in the barrel and he knows he can slow it down, that's when he does it. Well, Medina, he hasn't had that Pipe Masters title, but he's been the one goofy footer really pushing the regular footers, and he's made the final twice. I mean, that final with Julian Wilson back in 2014 really could have gone either way. And in that event, Barton, he had himself a 10-point ride at backdoor, and not too many goofy footers on tour can boast that. If you look at this one, this was a runner, and he's looking down the line and seeing what he's going to do. He actually looks left again here, and if you can stop it right as we go a little bit further, and we can go and show you that this is where he's driving. And that's the hardest part, right, is getting that speed on your backhand when you're connected to your arm here and getting some extra speed and sinking that rail. I mean, it is important to get that drive, and he knows that. Let's keep going here.
And then once he's set, this is where, stop it here, again, this is where that speed control comes in, and that's everything. You're able to break yourself, and you can just kind of swizzle off the wall. It slows you down just enough. Knows exactly that he's going to come out of that one just by watching down the line and realizing at that point the celebration begins.
I love it. A little bit of theatrics on the end doesn't hurt, but he had that priority, and you know, he went all in on waiting for a big set wave, and the payoff is clearly there. An 8.93. He's out in front. Flores taking off on this one. It doesn't look like much he's going to get out of there. He only needs a 5.44 to get up into the lead. Italo's still in this one too, looking for a 5.94.
He does have a 6-1 as his backup, as we see some more live action, boys. Take it away.
Wow, Jeremy Flores. He is psyching.
That was sick.
That was a deep one. Not quite as big as Medina's wave, but certainly found a little bit more time behind the curtain there, and that wave kind of hollowed out, ran nicely along the reef.
Pound for pound.
Keep in mind that he's only chasing a 5.44.
Yeah, pound for pound. That was a very solid little teeny wave that went right along the gutter. I mean, look at this thing. Great positioning. Backdoored it and watch it just hole out. And he was weaving in that thing too, just picking up speed. And look at how psyched he is. He's been feeling the pain of not getting that one wave, but finds this little gem. Look at this thing open up in the inside, and he weaves through it. He knows he's going to come out of it, looking in. That's right. Feeling it for Jeremy Flores. He's going to take the lead.
Well, he's got good reason to be amped. Jeremy's been one of the top scoring surfers on the championship tour this year. 9th place for his heat score average, yet this is only the 3rd time this season he's been past the 3rd round.
Which is crazy.
He's coming up against the top seeds, putting up big numbers and losing out in close battles.
That's so true. I mean, and we've seen it all event long.
Wow, and the judges loved it. A real well-rewarded technical ride there. 8.7. Not too far behind Medina's highest scoring ride. Here goes Gabriel now. We know he can make something out of nothing. He's going to take to the air. How's the pop and height that this kid can generate?
And it's the best in the business. It really is. And there's something there that you really, I'd love to analyze, but it's so hard because it's a timing. It's the way he unweights.
Well, Medina's not giving up. 15 seconds to go. He's going to take a chance on this insider, scratching into it. He's going to have to do something ultra dynamic. This wave's not going to provide. You can see it just tapering off there. So a bit of a speed hump for Medina. He's going to have to fight his way through round 5, keep that world title dream alive. But what an effort from Jeremy Flores.
So fun to watch, and you can see so fun to read in the heat and watch him. You know, he was really disturbed by the priority, but I think that's where he really gets that inner fire, is that he uses that as motivation.